Okay. How you like your painting, no? Okay, so it's day 3 of our movement control order. Today started early for me. What's the time now? The time now is 11:25 as I record this. Well, I think my daughter explore her artistic tendencies. Now you're painting? It's better than giving her an iPad or a phone or whatever kind of thing. So grateful for that. May create a mess, but she does have a ton of energy to be burnt, so I'm quite happy to let her do this. Yeah, so day started really early for me. I think I woke up about 6:30 like that, because the younger one was crying in the morning. Yeah, did you get up? Okay, so the younger one cried, woke us up early. Then my wife and I, we took turns carrying her. In the end, I told my wife to go to sleep, and I took her and I walked her out in the living room. Then she fell asleep on my chest. So yeah, I didn't feel so sleepy after that. So with her sleeping on my chest, I just started up the computer, sat down in front of the TV, and watched the latest episode of Star Trek Picard, which is the second last. Yeah, yes. Painting, Juju. Finish your painting. Still got some more. You want Appa to add the painting for you? You want Appa to add more paint for you? Okay, can Appa add more paint for you? Okay. So yep, this week's episode. Okay, it sets us up for the season finale that will come. Yes, you want to wear this one? You don't want this? Okay, fine. Hot? Yeah, I know it's hot. Okay, hot. Carry on. So it sets us up for the season finale. I'll try not to get too much into spoilers, so in case any of you guys watched the show, go watch it. Right, all I have to say is that it builds upon what we have been watching the whole season. And the thing is that going into the next week's episode, right, we only know that next week's the last episode, but this week's episode, it sets up a lot more questions to be resolved in next week's episode. So I'm not sure how. I hope they'll be able to resolve everything in an elegant way. The storytelling, they'll be resolving in an elegant way, so that it doesn't feel, the ending next week wouldn't feel so rushed. Or maybe they will just or maybe because they already confirmed season 2, right? Maybe next week will be a cliffhanger, but until season 2 rolls around next year or something like that. Okay, but yeah, basically it sets up, it opens up, it resolves a few things, that you feel mysteries that is gradually revealing a few of the mysteries that they have built up over the season, the past 8 episodes. But yeah, going into the finale, they're definitely setting more up, and it's going to be interesting to see how they resolve all that next week in the space of just 1 hour. Okay, so not going to spoil it for you guys. Go watch it yourself. If Star Trek is not your thing, if Picard's not your thing, then all better. Okay, so what else has been going on in my day? Sister-in-law made breakfast for us. Okay, had scrambled eggs and avocado, so that's really decently healthy stuff. Still feeling full. I don't think we'll be having lunch anytime soon. Afternoon is still long. I've continuing from yesterday, right? So I was saying I had some mental blocks in writing my mini JCW reviews. So last night I think I've worked something out in my mind. So hopefully by today or tomorrow I'll be done. So far it's done. Hopefully by today or tomorrow I'll be able to finish writing it up and forward the text to our designer to lay the pages out for you guys to read soon. Okay, so do stay tuned for that. We'll share that out, and let me just catch up with that first. okay. Oh my god! Yeah, yeah! Okay, so picking up from where I left off earlier, after the previous scene in the video, managed to catch, well, a light lunch, right? Today we only ate some nuggets and salad. Wife and sister-in-law out there are now planning for groceries. On the last 3 days, really, we Malaysians, we have not been observing the movement control order as well as we should, really, guys. I mean, people are still going out for walks, still going out play football, go play basketball, go pasar pagi and all that, right? All not observing social distancing. So clearly that is not going to help us bring things back to normal ASAP, right? Because what we want is to break the chain of transmission as soon as possible, right? Make sure we don't get new people infected, and that is the only way we can stop this virus from further spreading, and that is the only way we can get our lives back to normal ASAP. Because the latest figures from the health ministries, we have already crossed 1,000 cases. The number of new cases daily, the last few days is plateauing at about 100 new cases per day, 100 plus new cases per day. But we really can't count on, we really are not sure whether that would stay, whether that rate will maintain. There's a strong possibility that it may go up, especially during the start of the movement controller, where people were rushing to balik their kampung and all that. So there may still be further spikes in the coming weeks. So even though I have faith that things will get better, it may get worse before it gets better. So yeah, and also we heard from the health ministry that a few doctors and nurses have been down with COVID-19 because patients are coming in not accurately declaring their medical history and unwittingly infecting the doctors and nurses with it. That is so unnecessary, man. I mean, we are dealing with a global medical crisis right now. The least we can do, the last thing we want is for our medical personnel to join the wounded. We cannot allow that to happen. So guys, I mean, if you are exhibiting symptoms, all right, of COVID-19, and if you're going to a medical facility, call ahead, declare what you're facing, so that if you get treatment, where they can do the necessary precautions. All right. If you're not exhibiting symptoms, the best is stay out of touch. Don't interact with people at all. All right, guys. So, anyways, please, we have already hit 1,000 cases. Please take COVID-19 seriously. The government is already calling in the military to help with enforcing the movement control order. So it shows the seriousness of the situation. It's really time to cast aside all prejudices, all doubts, all selfishness. Just get together and ride this through. Don't be like the doctor who was in the Penang doctor who despite being advised by the police to go home, stubbornly standing there refusing to do so. I mean, I understand his point, right? You probably feel that, hey, you're jogging on your own, it's safe, you're not interacting with anybody. But see, the thing is this: our law enforcement personnel, our healthcare personnel, they are all being stretched to their limits. The officer asks you to go home, just diam, say sorry sir, I'm on my way home, balik, that's it, tutup case. Don't make a fuss out of it, don't be arrogant. Alright, yeah, I mean, we really don't need this kind of nonsense right now anymore. I mean, really, for this whole crisis, all I want is for this to quickly blow over, so that we can return to our normal lives. But for that to happen, everybody needs to cooperate, and we need to stop the chain for the virus to transmit, and that means limiting our contact with other people. Okay, so rant over. The rest of my day. How did the rest of my day go? Not too bad. Managed to. So after I left you earlier in the video, we had lunch. Right, considering the heavy breakfast that we had earlier, all we had for lunch was nuggets and some salad, which is just about nice. Had an extra cup of coffee later after that as well. My other daughter had a long nap, so that freed some time for us to do a bit of things. My wife and sister-in-law were able to catch up on that Korean zombie drama. I was also able to get started on my JCW review. Finally got a few paragraphs down, and at the same time, our designer Kevin, he's also put out a few articles as well. Okay, you can read our Aurizn. Go to aurizn.com/news. You can read up. Okay, the press release from Hyundai, the new 2021 Elantra that was launched in Hollywood, that may make it to Malaysia next year or year after next. And also a smaller piece of news: Goodyear is using a new VI grade driving simulator to help them speed up the R&D of their tires. Now that is something that nice. It's I wouldn't say groundbreaking per se, but that is something that's been happening for what. That really is how companies over the past 10 years, 5 years have been shortening development time of various products, because computer simulations of the way things behave in life have become so accurate that they are now able to model more accurately how things will perform within a certain spec, and that actually shortens a lot of trial and error at the prototyping stage, and it saves both time and cost. Alright, and lastly, in karatmalaysia.com, we also just put up a new article. This one is also a Mont Blanc article on their new line of watches, so do check that out. It's their new heritage line of watches. Check that out. And okay, just a minute, I'm passing this to my wife. Yeah, so hopefully I can get more done on the Mini Countryman article. Okay. All right. I can sit down. It's what? It's 7:10 p.m. now, so getting ready for dinner. Earlier on, I was also able to catch another episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Measure of a Man. Okay, that's a very, for those of you non-Star Trek fans out there, that episode dealt with a very interesting philosophical question, and that's something that about Star Trek that I've always been attracted to, because it deals with philosophical questions. I mean, yeah, they're the cool spaceships and all that, right? But at the heart of their storytelling, it's always a philosophical story. And The Measure of a Man was the story of a scientist, all right, coming on board the Enterprise and trying to get hold of Lieutenant Commander Data. Data is the android officer of the Enterprise, and what the scientist wants is that he wants to disassemble Data, learn about his secrets, and try to create try to duplicate the technology. So what the episode was trying to tell, the underlying isi tersirat of the episode, is that it wanted us to explore the concept of rights, of sentience, of, you see, it's they were trying to compare, because the idea that they were trying to posit was that this guy he wants to create a whole army of androids to do the dirty work for humans. And the question that Captain Picard raised was, wouldn't
isn't this no different than building a whole army of slaves, right? Yeah. So philosophical talk. Anyways, it's one of the classic TNG episodes, amongst favorites of many fans. I thought it was a good time to rewatch it because it ties in. This storyline ties in with Star Trek Picard because the character, the scientist Bruce Maddox, actually is featured in the new Star Trek Picard series. So I thought, hey, just want to watch this old one again. Okay, so yeah, that's it for day 3, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be back with way more upbeat updates. So guys, here's the message: stay home, stay healthy. All right, cheers.